Leo Christopherson was a science and math teacher from the Pacific Northwest who developed an obsession with 8-bit microcomputers. The TRS-80 Models I and III were punishingly limited computers, but Christopherson, armed with a panoply of self-developed techniques in seamlessly intermingling BASIC and Z80 machine language subroutines, managed to get both speed and graphical style out of the 8-bit machines. His program, Dancing Demon, was really more of a demo than a game, which might be why it was playing on every TRS-80 Model I computer in every Radio Shack in the country. First written in 1979, Radio Shack eventually acquired the rights to it and sold it themselves. Let's take a look and a listen to one of the presets in Dancing Demon. I'm going to pick show number 1. We get to pick the speed. We don't have a lot of guidance here on what the speeds mean, but I'm going to say 40. You know what? Let's do 50. That'll be a little slower so we can appreciate the animation. And one performance. In addition to watching the demo, we can also enter our own music. So let's go ahead and choose option 1 here. And I am going to just enter the demo tune from the manual. It uses its own musical notation, which is not really that understandable, but that's okay. E, G, H, Z. All of the letters are notes and Z is a rest. And then hit enter. Oh, hit spacebar to hear the score. Of course, in addition to entering our own music, we can also specify our own dance routine. So we can try a few things. C, F, F. Let's see, if I hit spacebar, we can preview it. Well, that's not very exciting. I feel like we need to kind of make it a little bit better. Let's put some turns and some spins and a couple of slow jumps in a row, and then squatting and standing. As you can tell, I am famous for my elegant dancing, and I'm trying to bring some of that to the demon. There we go. That's fabulous. Look at those wonderful jumps. So let's play demo number 2, and this time let's slow it down a little bit so we can appreciate it, and I'm going to talk over it. The thing that I'd really like to call out here is how much Leo Christopherson does with so little. He's working with a palette of about 16 lines of 32 characters each. I know the pixels on the demon look smaller, but they're not. They're actually character-sized or text character-sized blocks. And a recurring theme of this YouTube channel is, look at these graphics. I know they don't look great now, but in 1979, they were awesome, man. I'm not going to tell you that these were awesome even for the late 70s. They were impressive, but not crazy so. What is impressive is the amount of, don't laugh, emotion that he manages to wring out of this palette. It's completely flat, it's black and white, there's not even grayscale to work with, and yet he still makes this demon feel alive. And I think that's pretty impressive on Leo Christopherson's part. Leo Christopherson's first game, Android Nim, was noticed by Tandy and they actually hired him away from the school district where he worked as a math and science teacher. He made a number of other games, including Snake Eggs and Voyage of the Valkyrie, which is playing on screen right now. But he did eventually return to teaching. He enjoyed sharing his knowledge with kids more than he enjoyed the corporate life. He had a wonderful website all throughout the 2000s where he had become interested in pipe organs, and he built and restored pipe organs and seemed to be enjoying his retirement very much. Regrettably, he passed in 2016. I really am looking for more interviews with him. I think, a few times during the 2000s, I thought to myself, I really should reach out to Leo Christopherson and hear some of these stories and try and write them down. And I never did, and I regret that very much. So I think there's a lesson there. If you want to talk to someone about history, about the past, not just nerdy past, any past, do it before they're gone, man. Voyage of the Valkyrie was ported to other platforms, including the Apple II, but it was rather a bad port. The controls were extremely finicky. On TRS-80, it just uses the keyboard. It's a little easier to play there. We start with a view of this mountain. If you fly into the mountain, you crash. I think I hit the 6 key to turn. No, I use the arrow keys to turn. See that mountain? If you fly into it, you crash. So that's a mountain pass. We can go through it, I believe, by pressing the space bar. Yes. We still have another mountain pass. We can look to our west and our east, and we can see that there are mountains on both sides. So we'll keep going south. Now, the game did come with a map in the manual. It was a big empty grid, and you were intended to fill in the map as you played. Now, of course, I never had the manual because, repeat with me, we pirated these games. So I didn't know you had to do that. I made a few maps on paper, but honestly, I never got far enough in this game to really appreciate that. Let's continue on south. Now we're looking at a fog bank. Well, let's see what happens if we go south some more. We crash. And that's the end of our first game of Voyage of the Valkyrie. And that's how most of your games of Voyage of the Valkyrie are going to end. Okay, let's make this happen. I went and looked at the manual, so I am prepared. If we hit enter, then we have our crosshairs, which let us fire by pressing the 5 key. And we use the number pad to move our crosshairs around. Enter again, I believe, should bring us back to move mode. No, the clear key. All right, I had to use a virtual keyboard there because the keyboard I'm using does not have a clear key. We're going to go through this mountain pass. South, south, then west, then west again, and then north. This castle's defended. We're going to bring up our... We're going to shoot this bird. We're going to try and shoot this bird. That's a tough bird. Apparently you need to shoot them exactly in their hearts. Can I get it? Yes! Did I win? Oh my god. I've captured the castle jammer. Now the problem here is I haven't filled in the map, and to get to some of the castles you absolutely have to go through fog banks and stuff, and I'm not going to do that on this video. I didn't mean to make this a full Let's Play, but this gives you an idea of the sorts of things one can do with very simple graphics. I think it's pretty nice. If you want to know more about Christopherson, I recommend Teresa and David Welsh's book, Priming the Pump, How TRS-80 Enthusiasts Help Spark the PC Revolution. Thanks for watching.